Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes, they know.
Hello YouTube, it's your girl Kimberly. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about makeup you should not buy. We are now more than ever in a time where there's so many makeup products, launches, influencers selling you stuff, bundle deals, TikTok shop, affiliate links. Like, it is just so crazy. There's so many things, and there's just some stuff that, you know, I think personally, when it comes to not only makeup, so this is really just a don't buy this all over beauty, skincare, fragrances, hair care. There's just some stuff that, you know, you don't really need to get. So if you want to know more, keep watching. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I truly appreciate it. Right now we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers, and I want you to be a part of the crew. So the way you can help is by hitting the subscribe button, liking this video if you like the video, and hitting the notification bell. That way you'll be first to know when I post a new video or when I go live. So let's get into the beauty products you do not need to buy. Number one, skincare, makeup. So anything that claims that it's makeup and skincare at the same time. Now, I'm not talking about a makeup product with some skincare ingredients, but it's like, oh, this is Flush Glow Recipe that is a cheek serum and a blush at the same time. No, either it's blush or it's a serum. Like, all of those products, not only do they usually not work on deep and dark skin tones, the color ranges are limited. They don't partner well with your other makeup. So if you have foundation and then you put this serum, blush, skincare product on top, it's going to break your foundation up and make it separate, and it's going to look oopy goopy gross. So do not fall for those products. If it was such a good idea to mix skincare with makeup, everybody would be doing it. There's a reason why people just put on their skincare and then put on their makeup. You do not need to mix and match all these things. And if you're thinking like, that's not true, like something could be good, think of those products that are a conditioner, shampoo, body wash, shaving gel, right? You never use those, right? They're bad for your hair. They dry out your skin. If you get a cut while you're shaving, it feels like you put Lysol and fire in it, right? So those products, they're only good for body washes, right? So it's the same principle. Like, jack of all trade, master of none. You cannot be skincare and makeup at the same time. You could be makeup with some skincare ingredients. You could be skincare that provides a little color to the face, but you can't be 100% skincare and 100% makeup at the same time. It's just the math doesn't math. Next, shimmery sunscreen. Now, sunscreen with glitter and gold flecks in it. The problem with sunscreen that has those things, one, if you have acne prone skin, you're gonna break out. Those things are like pimple city. I don't know if it's the glitter. I don't know if it's because the sunscreen chemicals are breaking down the glitter, but it's something about that if I buy those shimmer sunscreens, by the second, third day, pimples everywhere, like nose, forehead, chin. Like, I just look crazy. So I personally, for acne prone people, I feel like stick to the regular dermatologist recommended sunscreen, because once you start putting glitter and bronzer in it and stuff, it does bad things for your skin. Two, not tinted moisturizer, not tinted sunscreen. Tinted sunscreen good, glitter sunscreen bad. Okay, let me be clear on that. So another issue with the glitter sunscreens is you need so much sunscreen to get the full SPF 35, SPF 40, SPF 50 coverage, that when you put that much on your face and there's glitter in it, you now look like a penny. You look like a shiny new copper penny. There's no other way for me to describe it. It is just so bad. It's too much glitter. I do like the idea of putting regular sunscreen on your face and then highlighting with the shimmer sunscreen, because it's like extra protection but also highlighter. But in terms of covering your face with shimmery sunscreen, it is not a go. You will break out and you will look crazy. Next, fragrance sets that do not come with a full size or a full size free sample or a full size voucher. Sephora's classic My Favorites fragrance kit has the little voucher where you pick one of the brands that you like, and then you can get a full size for free once you pay for all the samples. That is the only fragrance kit you should be buying from Sephora. Now, if you have a favorite fragrance that you already know that you like, and you want to get the one where it's like the full size and the travel size, or the full size and the rollerball, then maybe I could see where those come in. But the sets where it's just a whole bunch of samples and you don't get a discount, a free size, nothing, at least let it be a little makeup bag or something inside. Like, they're literally selling you free samples, and free samples are free. So do not buy the fragrance sets that do not give you something in return, and that are just a whole bunch of little free samples. Yeah, don't get those. Next, beauty you shouldn't buy. Controversial, Olaplex. In terms of bonding treatments, I know maybe it's because I have chemically treated hair. So in terms of the bonding treatments, I saw some benefit, but not Olaplex price benefit. Like, and really, do I need bonding shampoo, bonding treatment, bonding conditioner, bonding oil, bonding this, bonding that? Like, what, shouldn't one step bond it? Like, so I, especially now that I'm using Sacred, and before I used Olaplex, I used Pattern, and my hair was never, Olaplex was giving stiff. It wasn't stiff where, it was stiff here with Olaplex. Like, that's literally what happened. And it's just, my hair did not feel moisturized. It felt like it was being over protein treated, and it just was not good. And at a certain point, I also bought Olaplex right when the lawsuit came out for the people's hair falling out. So I ultimately ended up using Olaplex 1 week wash, and then I would switch the next wash to Pattern, and I was going back and forth. And then the Pattern weeks, my hair was luscious, soft, moving, hydrated. And then the Olaplex weeks, my hair was strong, but it was dry, not moving, no luster, not feeling that healthy, just strong. So maybe, I think for certain hair types, if you have colored hair, I think there's, depending on what your natural hair is like before your treatment, before your chemical process, I think that all of that plays into effect of whether or not Olaplex is going to work for you. I do know some people feel like, okay, well, I use Olaplex number 3, but then I use other ranges and mix it in and stuff like that. Or my salon uses Olaplex, but then I use K18 at home. So I know there's all kinds of like permutations that you can mix together and do different patterns and stuff. But for me, I just don't think buying the whole Olaplex line and only using Olaplex is going to make your hair good. I'm just not buying it. More beauty you shouldn't buy. Sets without a full-size product. So similar to my gripe with the fragrances being free samples that you're paying for, they're also doing that with makeup. Like, it's a whole bunch of little minis that are this big with this much product in it, and then they want to charge you $40 for like 5 of them, which is crazy, because the travel size, which is double what the mini is $12 in the aisle at Sephora, but they're charging you $10 a mini, and it's half the size of the travel size. Like, these sets, when you break down the ounces per cost, per price, and what it actually is, it's never a good deal. If you want to try out a lot of products at once, and the set has every last product is something that you never used before and you want to try it, that's maybe a case where I could warrant it. But I'm also just like, everything in the set you really want to try, I think you want to try one of two things. You can buy the travel size during a Beauty Insider sale on discount, or just try one thing at a time. If you don't like it, bring it back, return it, exchange it for the next thing that you want to try, because you're not even gonna like all this stuff, like, statistically. So definitely with all these little free sample kits, do the math before you buy them. Also check the brand's website. Sometimes the brands have their own little explore kits that are a better price point and have more products in it. So that is another option if you feel like you must try a set. Beauty you shouldn't buy: new products without finishing the old products. What do I mean? For example, if you know that you have 10 foundations that are collecting dust on your vanity, let's say 5 foundations are fall spring foundations, and then 2 foundations are summer foundations, 3 foundations are winter foundations. 10 foundations with enough product in it for it to not be complete. Why are you buying more foundation? Very seldom do brands release a foundation and discontinue it within a year. Finish those foundations you have before they expire and then purchase the new one. Or let's say if you're like a very much, I want to have the latest foundation, just use that one then. Wear that one, get the latest, newest, just came out. Wear that one every day, and then it'll finish, and then by the time the next new cool one comes out, that one will be done, and it'll make sense for you to buy another foundation. But if you have a full basketball team worth of foundations on your makeup table, you don't need to go get more. You don't. And especially considering for most people your skin color is going to fluctuate, do not load up on all these foundations. So similar, same thing for eyeshadow palettes. Have you hit pan on any of those eyeshadow palettes that you already have? Blushes. I know with the blushes, there was a time where it was like a blush a day keeps the doctor away, and they were coming out with so many, it was just too much. So I would definitely say be careful with your makeup collection as it grows, and keep an eye on the consumption. All right. Open makeup, open skincare is beauty that you do not need to buy. When you go to stores like Marshalls, TJ Maxx, the Amazon palette stores, if the plastic is missing, if the wrapper is missing, if the box is missing, do not buy it. There's a chance that that product can be contaminated with, used. Someone could have put something in there. If it is not closed and sealed when you buy it, when you look at the packaging, if it doesn't look new or unused, do not put that on your skin, because somebody could have put something in there. It could be contaminated, and then you can cause harm to yourself. Also, it could be counterfeit, and it can have like lead or stuff in it. But really make sure that it is sealed and closed before you buy it. I see so many people in Marshalls, especially with like the skincare and all kinds of stuff, and they'll be like, oh, the seal is broken, but like there's still so much product in here, it's not like somebody took it, so like I'm still gonna buy it. And it's like, no, don't buy it if it's open, only buy it if it's closed. Okay. And lastly, CeraVe. Just don't buy anything CeraVe. If you have sensitive skin, it is going to cause you to have an allergic reaction. You're going to be heartbroken, upset when you see all those bumps and reaction on your face. Do not buy CeraVe if you have sensitive skin. Okay, so thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video of beauty not to buy. Let me know what beauty you think is not worth the purchase in the comment section below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Just like the street lights lit this town